To make crepes today, we will need hot water, hot boiling water, and 1 cup of buttermilk. If you don't have buttermilk, you can use milk, but buttermilk is better. 2 eggs, 1.5 cup of flour. It depends what kind of flour you have. Usually it takes 1 cup. Maybe you need to go to 1.5 cup. I have currently over here 1.5 cup of flour. Baking soda. Baking soda needs to be added if you use buttermilk, just to reduce acidity. If you're going to use regular milk, you don't need baking soda. Then we will need around tablespoon of sugar, a little bit less than a teaspoon of salt, and some oil, vegetable oil. I'm using canola oil. Don't use olive oil because it adds to different taste to it. It's probably 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. All of it we're going to we'll start with eggs. We're going to beat up the eggs and add hot water very slowly so the eggs won't be cooked. You can use mixer, stand-up mixer. You can use mixer like that, or you can just use regular old style egg beater. I'm going to use KitchenAid standing mixer because it'll be easier for my video purposes. We're going to add 2 eggs and start beating it up very slowly. Then we're going to increase the speed. Once we increase the speed, we're going to add hot boiling water very slowly, almost a couple drops at a time. We want to make sure that eggs are not going to be cooked. So we're doing it very slowly. And the egg mixture is rising and multiplying in size. Then we're going to add another liquid, which is the buttermilk. You don't have to do it slowly. Then we're going to add baking soda to it, salt, sugar. The order you're going to add liquids or salt, sugar, and other components, it doesn't matter. The first order matters is the eggs and hot water. And after that, we're going to add flour. For a couple more minutes, and then we'll take a look. And I think it's an absolutely perfect consistency. It has to be very thin. You should be able to, it's almost like a liquid form. So I used 1.5 cup of flour, so I think in this case 1.5 cup of flour is the best way to go. So our batter is ready. Now what we need to do is just cook the crepes. To cook crepes we'll need the frying pan. I'm going to use this light frying pan, or you can use nice cast iron because the pot has to be very hot. It's a little bit harder to use cast iron because we're going to put the batter right in the middle of the pan, and we would have to move it around to make it to fill all the space. And with cast iron it's very hard and your wrist is going to get tired after a couple crepes. So I'm going to use just the simple non-stick pan, and it'll be easy. So we are lighting up the fire, and it has to be very, very hot. Otherwise the crepe won't be what we're going to do, I add a little bit of oil. Maybe actually this is a little bit too much than I needed. You just need a tiny bit of oil. You can also use the little brush to brush oil onto your cooking pan. And then I have batter ready right here, and I used a small ladle. I figured out that this full ladle is a good enough size. It's perfect size actually of batter to fill this cooking pan. My first crepe might not be the perfect one because it's kind of hard to hold the camera and show you what I'm doing, but we'll try. So once again, as I mentioned, the pot has to be very, very hot. Don't worry if you don't have enough oil on the frying pan, because we do have oil in our batter. So what we do is we scoop it, we pour it, and you have this sizzling sound, and then you have to quickly move it around so it makes the perfect circle. See, it's harder for me because I'm holding the camera and I'm doing it, so I couldn't fill all this gap and space, but it doesn't matter. It's going to taste the same. It matters only if you're doing stuffed crepes with some stuff. It'll be easy to fold it. I'm going to reduce the heat a little bit. It's too much, but I'm going to reduce it a little bit. Otherwise, it'll be too fast cooking and I won't be able to fix it. So this is just a piece I don't really need. Then how do you know when to flip it? Once you start having these little bubbles and the sides of it becoming a little bit brown, and that's the other side of it, then it's ready to be flipped. And then you flip it, and that's it. And the second side is usually cooked much faster. And then once it's done, you flip it over and it's ready. So that's your second side. And you keep going. That's easy. Another trick I wanted to show you is put the batter in a bottle. It could be any bottle, big or small. The benefit of it is you can keep it in the fridge once you made a couple crepes and you don't want to use it anymore, so you put the top on and you keep it in the fridge, and when you're ready to use it again, it's easy to shake it and start over. And it's no mess, no ladle, no bowl, it's all done. And then all you do is just you pour it and you pour it around, and again you roll the cooking pot around so you have a perfect circle. And if you have gaps, you can always fill the gaps with the bottle. That's another way to cook crepes. Alright, then we have a nice stack of crepes, and you can eat them, you can freeze them for future, and it's easier than you think.